To extinguish a fire, a company officer must know about building construction. Understanding how buildings are constructed tells us how they burn down. To effectively size up and combat a structure fire, an officer must know the fire spread weaknesses of the building. Fire officers cannot be expected to know the construction details of every burning building. However, we must know the basic construction type. This will help us conduct a size-up accurately.
All buildings are not created equal. Some construction types burn much more readily than others. When we size up a building's fire hazard, we must look at both its content and its construction. Fire-resistive Type 1 construction is designed to contain a fire inside the building to one floor. This concrete and steel structure is supposed to confine a fire. Yet fire does spread despite the building's design. Fire and smoke can spread throughout a fire-resistive building by the central air conditioning duct system, and by auto-exposure, a term used by the fire service to describe flames extending vertically from floor to floor through a broken or open window. A Type 2 constructed building, formerly called non-combustible construction, has a serious fire spread problem in the roof. This type of construction has non-combustible exterior walls, floors, and a structural framework of columns and girders, but the roof covering of the building burns and spreads fire. Typically, Type 2 buildings have roofs that are constructed with combustible layers of asphalt and felt paper laid over a steel roof deck. A Type 3 constructed building, formerly called ordinary construction, can be built with masonry walls, but the floors, roof, and structural framework columns and girders are made of wood or other combustible material. In Type 3 buildings, flames can spread vertically several stories or extend horizontally to adjoining buildings. The largest and most dangerous concealed space is the cockloft.
Heavy timber, Type 4 construction, is sometimes called mill construction because it was the type building used to house textile mills. This mill building has an exterior masonry wall like a Type 3 building, but the interior consists of large timbers. Roofs, floors, and structural framework are combustible timbers and thick plankboard.
An important size-up factor of a Type 4 heavy timber building is the exposed wood on the inside. There are no plaster partitions or ceilings covering the wood framing. The exposed wood burns furiously and creates large radiated heat waves after the windows break. If the fire in a heavy timber building is not extinguished by the initial interior attack and the fire spreads, there will be a tremendous conflagration, with the flames coming out of the windows, spreading fire to adjoining buildings by radiated heat. Wood frame Type 5 constructed buildings can be completely combustible. They are the only one of the 5 construction types that can have combustible exterior walls. These walls must be considered during a size-up. Flames can spread along the outside walls in addition to the concealed spaces and poke-through holes inside. To combat a fire in a wood frame building, a fire officer must position a hose line or master stream outside the building in addition to the attack hose line inside the burning structure. These outside streams must be ready to prevent the fire from spreading to an adjoining structure. Some buildings are mixed construction. They can't be compared exactly to one of the 5 construction types. These mixed construction types must be considered to have the fire characteristics of the least fire-resistive construction type. For example, if a fire officer's size-up reveals a building half brick and half wood frame, he considers it wood frame for firefighting purposes.
Remember, fire officers must know about building construction. It is an important size-up skill. We must be able to associate a burning building with one of the 5 basic construction types. Is it fire-resistive, non-combustible, ordinary, heavy timber, or wood frame? Know them, protect them. Good luck.